Hey guys, Kevin here to bring you a brand new video. For today, we're going to be doing day 12 of Failed Film February, and the film that we're going to be talking about today is a film called Speed 2: Cruise Control. Now, this movie was actually like a lot better than I thought. I mean, it's not like great, but it's not as bad as like people are saying it is. It's got a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is just like crazy to me. Like, dude, like, is it really that bad? Is it just like a universally like hated movie like that? Like I don't get it. I don't get like the super hate for it. But I mean, it has its problems, but you know, it's a fun action movie. I mean, like, dude, a lot of action movies are just enjoyable, like, silly fun. Like, watching stuff getting destroyed, crazy villain doing crazy things. But yeah, Speed 2 is like a sequel to Speed, and it follows the character of Annie, Sandra Bullock again, and not Keanu Reeves, who declined to come back for this movie. And yeah, with that, they had like a really dumb way of writing his character out of the movie where, they reference him and they say, like, oh, I should never have gotten a relationship with him. He does all this crazy stuff. And, she makes the line about, like, relationships that start under intense circumstances never work out because that's what they say in the original movie. Because of course they had to say that again. Paying homage. I guess it's dumb. But yeah, this one is essentially Speed like the bus, except like this is a cruise ship. And it's actually like not that bad of a concept here. It's like carried over from the first one, where like I thought it was gonna be like the cruise ship could only go a certain speed, otherwise it would blow up. But it's actually like kind of interesting because they put the cruise ship on autopilot and they basically like can't control it anymore, and then like it's going out of control and they have to like try to stop it. So the concept there is actually kind of like good. And with this, like, the story flows very well, and I feel like it's not like that hard to get through, and you feel like everything is like moving from a point of like start to finish of where it's headed with introducing this villain and progressing along. They have to try to stop the ship. They're doing what they can to fight back against this villain guy. And yeah, it's just like it's all like cohesive. There's problems to it with like how it's written, but it is like constructed in such a way that's like you know what the start of it is like. Where it's like in the middle. Where it's like in the climax. Where it's like in the end. It's all there for you. But yeah, I will say the writing in this is extremely bad often, where like there's just like so many like dialogue choices that really don't make any sense at all, and I just don't get, and they just like don't they literally don't make sense. They just like don't fit in the movie, the things these characters say. And like some of the choices of like outcomes of like the things that happen in this, especially with like how it ends, is just like it doesn't really feel quite right for a lot of it. And just some of like the decisions they make with like how they move the story along is just very very questionable. Like this is just like a very like flawed script you have here with like all the different like direction choices. And yeah, there's some very off things about it, and like the characters aren't all that great either. This guy who replaced Keanu Reeves, Jason Patrick, I believe, isn't that good. He's a pretty dull written character. I mean, he might as well just be like knockoff Pierce Brosnan. He's like so generic and boring. So yeah, it's not like that great in that regard, but there are like enjoyable characters in this though still. When you look at like Willem Dafoe and Sandra Bullock, these characters aren't exactly like given that much good to work with because like the way they're written is like kind of bad. But like still they kind of like carry the movie because here's the thing is that Sandra Bullock in the first Speed, she had like sort of like a charisma and like a charm to her. Just like a sort of like, positive, bubbly presence. And she kind of like carries that over to this one. And I feel like you know it's not used as well, but like she still has that like presence that just makes you enjoy seeing her, and yeah, she makes it fun. And then also you have Willem Dafoe, who's playing the villain here. Now, Willem Dafoe is, you know, no stranger to playing a villain with playing the Green Goblin, and I feel like this isn't really that much different because like he has the ability to just like go all in on like these psycho characters, to just like fully embrace like who he is as like a total psychopath. You know, his character is kind of dumb though in some ways because you know how he like explains like why he got there, because you know he built this automatic thing for the cruise ships and then he got fired because he got sick. And yeah, like his way of explaining that is like really fucking dumb. But yeah, nonetheless, like with what he's given, like he really like puts on a show for like this crazy character that he is. And I just enjoyed that aspect. I think he's really good at playing villains. And I will say, I do really appreciate the fact that they brought back Toon Man, also known as Jaguar owner, who like he's like the guy who's like in the car, and Keanu like asked to like use his car, and like he's like, "Are you insured?" "Yeah, why?" And then he like breaks his door. That guy, and like he comes back for this one, and it's just like really funny that that they brought him back. So I appreciated that. But yeah, I'm going to give this film a 6.3 out of 10. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.